Okay guys, here we are in the second round. We're up against Rug Pod. His hand is kind of iffy. It certainly could get there. We have enough mana. We have some stall. I think I'm going to give it a whirl. I'm not sure if it's a strong enough hand, but we will find out. At this point, our opponent is probably scouting our deck a little bit. We had a chance to look at his, and it is definitely Rug Pod. So, for your reference, the list we are looking at here is here, Rug Pod. The most recent list on MTGO as of last week, so we'll use as a reference throughout the match if we need to. And the Mortar Pod is a very welcome sight. So I think with this, we could wait for potentially a Paladin here. No real reason to run out the collar just yet. We want to definitely go ahead and stop the turn 3 Master of the Hunt. Or Hunt Master of the Fells. For some reason, just some part of me just wants him to be Master of the Hunt, at least for the purpose of his name. Now, we could try to, like, wait, whiff the attack, and then kill the elves, but I think it's stopping the turn 3 Hunt Master is just worth taking the extra 2 damage there. We're getting a very interesting draw. Just a whole lot of Abyssin Collars, that's for sure. Like, we could, like, run out a collar here, but since, like, next turn we need to play an equip one. Well, actually, we could play a collar here. We could play one collar. The next turn we could equip one and equip the Mortar Pod. I think that's fine. So, I mean, now, like, we pay the extra life to redirect Wolfrun if he tries to use it, but, you know, I mean, he doesn't have enough mana to use it anyways this turn. In a little bit of a tight spot here. Definitely need some action. Let's see. I think, like, we could drop out another collar here, but I mean, we're just going to equip Mortar Pod and collar anyways, so no real reason to. For reference, what else does Rug Pod run? It's got Image. Okay. So I think here, like, we could, like, chump the Geist. That's not really what we want to be doing. He's just going to trample over anyways. I think we just want to go ahead and take the damage, then end of turn, make the token. So, like, here we could just drop Gather. We could also go ahead and just put on Collar and Mortar Pod. I think what we actually want to do is we want to go ahead and equip Collar to the Spirit, bash in for 2, and then drop Gather. This Mortar Pod's not doing us a whole lot right now. And I think we potentially might want to drop another collar as well, because next turn we'll have 6 mana. Yes, it is worth dropping a collar. Do we want to block the Geist at this point? I'm still not sure if it's worth it, because if we can manage to pick up a Trinket Mage and turn off Geist, but at the same time we are at 10 health at this point, so I mean we're gonna take an extra 5 and go almost a half. Don't know the play here. I think we take the 5 and drop down, and then that way we can use Mortar Pod to whiff in response to trample damage next turn. I think that's the play. And thereby getting a little bit more value out of Collar. So Rug Pod, I guess has Arc Trail, but doesn't even have Bonfire. That was well played. Happy we didn't have to deal with the second Geist on his attack phase. Okay, so now we go ahead and double Collar and then equip Mortar Pod, I think is the play here. And I think we may just be dead at this point, but we will see. So we also need to make a play. Otherwise he's just going to pop Huntmaster and just get us. So I guess we can't really equip Mortar Pod. Problem is he can trample over us anyway, so I think we just equip the Collar and then drop the other Collar here. Or we just equip Mortar Pod and then just kind of whiff the damage with one of the humans, like block here, and then try to use it to stop at least one of the Geists. Like, since he has Pump anyways, we may just want more value. So like if we block here, he's pushing 6, he tramples over for 9, we go to 1. And then he kills us on our turn, unless we kill Huntmaster. So I think we actually just go ahead and double Collar here. We don't need the Mortar Pod, and then we can go ahead and drop the other Collar. So if he has land, he just gets us. Otherwise, we could have whiffed potentially an extra 1 damage or so, but I mean, he can trample in response, so we can just like wait until he tramples and then use it. So I guess if he has the land, it might have been better to equip Mortar Pod instead. Kind of go either way on this one. And he's got the land. So I guess that's just it. So it's probably better to equip Mortar Pod. So now he brings in everybody, and then we just travel. He tramples on 1, tramples for 4. Oh, I guess he gets us to 1. Unless he attacks with Huntmaster. Then with Huntmaster he kills us, actually. So now we take 2, 3, 7, 9. Yeah, we're still dead. Provided he doesn't screw this up, and I think that's it. Okay. Okay. So the board plan that we're up against here, I think pretty much is a transformation board against Rug as well. Let's take a double check here. What has he got? Crushing Vines, Arc Trail, Daybreak Ranger. So he doesn't run Blade Splicer, which means that he doesn't have really many good targets that are just red. He has the Inferno Titan. That's pretty much it, though. I mean, other than that, and Worm Coil. I guess Hell Rider, but Sword of Body Mind is actually quite good against Rug. So bring in the Fiend Hunter. Relic Order I think is still good for the pods, and then Inquisitor is still good. Negate stops pod, Green Sun, and Arc Trail, I guess. Misstep, he's got 8 different 1-drops, so it's probably worth it. Purge is still good also. What are we going to cut? So other than Arc Trail, he doesn't really have anything in the way of like actual removal. Splicer is good for value. Trinket Mage we need for the cage. What kind of removal does he have? He has like Inferno Titan, he has Arc Trail. That's really kind of it. He has like a little bit of enchantment removal, or he's a little bit of artifact removal. But I mean, the Puresteel plan is actually not, well, it's not that far off. I still think we want to go ahead and just kind of use some of these guys here. Gather is fine, although I think it's not quite as good as the rest of the plan. Image is quite good against him. Okay, what else do we cut? Trinket Mage we need, Life Staff, not as much. I think we're just going to go ahead and just cut some champions here. I'm not actually sure if it's correct or not. Yikes. A little bit unsure on the board plan there for Rug. It's a pretty bad hand. It does have the Grafdigger's Cage, but no mana. And all mana, but no cards. How fast is the Rug deck? It's not that fast. We might be able to stabilize if we can, you know, draw some cards here. He's got the Geists, I suppose. And the birds and the Huntmasters. I think we want to go down to 5 here. It's a little bit too greedy. Ugh, yuck. Well, 6 might have been better than 5 here, but I think we gotta stay at 5. Gotta hope we luck into some land here. This might be the end of the train. Cage is pretty good against pod, but unfortunately we need land. So if we can get the land for next turn before he's able to go turn 3 Huntmaster, we'd be very happy. So there's the land that we really desperately needed. Now we can go ahead and drop down the mortar pod to stop his Huntmaster plan. And we definitely are more concerned about killing the birds than the Strangleroot Geist here, just because the Inquisitor just deals with Geist. What is this? Okay. That's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but it's okay. So he's just going straight beat down here. I think we just go ahead and just drop out. Like, we could Trinket Mage here, but we just want to go ahead and drop Inquisitor and just kind of see if we can take control of this game a little bit. Fortunately, he had the Arc Trail for it. So now we drop to 9. But we do have Restoration Angel backup. And what do we... So we left him the Cage. I think we might just have Cage, maybe, and the Life Staff. I'm not even sure if we have Life Staff. Okay. Alright. I think we just try to get value out of Angel here. Don't worry about trading. We just want to see if we can snag one of his guys. We're a little bit too low on life here to worry about, well... Is it worth just Restoration Angeling here or dropping Trinket Mage? I think we want to Angel here. Because we need to stabilize. We're getting too low on life to keep messing around. And we're going to go ahead and kill the regular version just so we can use Relic Order to take out the other one if we need to. So like now if he has another Arc Trail, he just gets us. But now, hopefully we can stabilize. And we will find out to see if we left in the Life Staff, which I do not believe we did. But having the extra Grafdiggers can prove very essential here. However, we're going to go ahead and equip mortar pod just to make sure we have backup. Okay, I guess he does have the Ancient Grudge, unfortunately. Now, luckily, because he incorrectly destroyed the mortar pod, the Grafdigger will not allow him to use it again, so very happy with that. Desperately need to stabilize here. And it looks like he's just trying to set up a lethal turn here with the Hellrider. So I think we definitely want to go ahead and drop Puresteel. Make sure cage sticks. And I think we just have to sit, unfortunately. The one problem is because we don't have at least one copy of the collar, we can't just attack with Vigilance, which we really need to be able to do here to break the stall. Hopefully he does not have Titan here. It'd be pretty awkward. And it looks like this version was in fact running Bonfire. Alright. That, unfortunately, I think is it. Because now he gets in, we go to 2, whatever we block. And that, unfortunately, is the match. So I guess, you know, there are other versions of Rug, and we have to assume Bonfire is a card they're going to be playing. Just because it's so good, I suppose you've just got to be ready for it. You know, so kind of all in all, just revisiting this matchup a little bit, you know, against Rug, we do need to be on the lookout for Bonfire. We want to bring in Negate, Fiend Hunter, Relic Warder. Inquisitor, I think, is still very good, just because it stops the Huntmaster. Purge, Grafdigger's Cage, and probably Mental Misstep if we can fit it in. So, most likely a transformation board here. Because he's probably running Bonfire, we cut Champion, we cut Gather. Probably want to keep in Sword. At least 2 of the collars are going to probably get cut. Mortar Pod is still a very, very good game. And what does that leave us with? Image is still pretty strong against Rug Pod, because we can copy the Huntmaster. Actually, it's not as good because he can target it with well, he can't really target it, but I mean, it's not. He doesn't have as many targets that are interesting for us, you know. I mean, he has like some of the later targets, but like Huntmaster, yeah, it's okay. It's just not amazing. And Image is still good on our guys, but then if he has Bonfire, his targeting effects. Maybe the cut here is then Image. And if we cut Image, we have room. 4, 8, 10, 13. Probably want to make room for the Mental Missteps also. Like, I'm kind of loath to completely give up on the collar plan, but maybe it's the right play. Maybe Puresteel is not. Puresteel is so good, though. Just for value. I'm not sure what the cuts are here. I think if we're going to leave Puresteel, we want to at least have the option of the combo. So maybe we like shave 2 Puresteel and bring in the 15. Yeah, I suppose I could see it. Something like that. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. We will see you for the next one.